Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered what's really above us right now? Not stars, not clouds, but real objects made by humans. When we look at the sky, it seems empty, but it's far more crowded than it appears. So let's take a look at the things that are actually up there, from what's closest to us to what's farther away. Let's start with what's closest to us. You may have seen drones flying in the air, often used for filming from above. They usually fly just a few hundred feet above us. We can hear them, we can see them, and they're becoming a familiar sight in many places. But that's only the lowest layer. Above that, much higher, are airplanes. At any given moment, around 15,000 planes are in the sky, carrying people across countries and oceans. We see them as small moving dots, never really thinking about how busy the sky actually is. But beyond what our eyes can see, there's much more. Even higher than planes, beyond Earth's atmosphere, are thousands of satellites in space. Over 8,000 active satellites are orbiting the Earth. These satellites are the reason your phone shows directions, your TV receives signals, and weather forecasts warn us about storms. Some guide planes and ships safely, some are used for science, and some are meant only for defense and surveillance. They move incredibly fast, circling Earth again and again, passing over different countries every few minutes. But not everything up there is working as planned. Over time, humans have left a lot behind in space. Old rocket parts, satellites that no longer work, and broken pieces from past collisions are still orbiting Earth. This is known as space debris. Some of it is large enough to track with radar, while some pieces are so small they can't be seen at all. Even tiny fragments are dangerous because of their speed. A small piece of metal moving that fast can damage or destroy a satellite in seconds. So above us, there isn't just advanced technology, but also a growing problem that scientists are constantly trying to manage. And among all these machines, something truly unexpected is up there. There is a large station in space built for living and working beyond Earth. Astronauts stay there for months and sometimes even longer to study and work in space. This station is known as the International Space Station. It is constantly orbiting Earth. Astronauts are inside it right now. They follow a strict daily routine. They work, exercise, eat, and sleep while floating in zero gravity. And the surprising part is that astronauts on the station see about 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every day, as space station rotates around Earth nearly 16 times every single day. Sometimes the space station can even be seen from the ground as a bright object moving smoothly across the sky. Many people notice it without realizing that humans are inside looking back down at Earth. Along with the International Space Station, China also operates its own space station called Tiangong. Chinese astronauts live and work there as well, carrying out experiments while orbiting Earth. But there's a common myth people still believe. There's a popular idea that astronauts have been lost in space, drifting forever. It sounds frightening, but that's not true. No astronaut is floating lost in orbit. Every astronaut who died during space missions did so during launch, testing, or return to Earth. Space agencies carefully track every human mission, and no one has simply disappeared above our planet. Now let's go farther to a place where time barely changes anything. If we travel beyond orbit and head toward the moon, we find something very different. Human-made satellites don't just orbit Earth, there are also satellites currently orbiting the moon. Around 6 to 8 satellites are currently circling the moon, mainly used to study and observe its surface and environment. While some satellites circle the moon from above, the surface below also contains some human-made objects. On the moon right now, there are abandoned landers, inactive rovers, scientific instruments, cameras, and equipment left behind by past missions. Because of no rain and no wind on the moon, the footprints of astronauts can remain on the surface for millions of years. Flags placed during missions also stay in the same positions for decades, although the colors of some flags have faded over time due to harsh sunlight. Not all objects left on the moon are scientific. Some are personal, like a family photo of astronaut Charles Duke left there in 1971, as he had promised his family he would take them with him. The United States is the only country that has ever sent humans to the moon. Other countries such as China, India, Russia, Japan, and Israel have successfully sent robotic missions to the moon. Some of these missions placed their national flags on the lunar surface using robots. No humans were sent by any of these countries. But the moon isn't the farthest place with human-made objects. On Mars, machines sent from Earth are still doing their work. Robotic rovers slowly move across the red planet, studying rocks, soil, and the environment. They take photos, analyze samples, and send information back to Earth. It takes many minutes for signals to travel that distance, so these machines operate with careful planning. For a short period, a small helicopter also flew on Mars. This was the first time any aircraft flew on another planet. Along with this helicopter, stationary landers and leftover mission hardware, including platforms, heat shields, and parachutes from past missions, remain on the Martian surface where they were left. There are also satellites orbiting Mars. These orbiters map the surface, pass signals between rovers and Earth, and continue observing the planet from space. Apart from the Moon and Mars, Venus and Mercury also have human-made objects on their surfaces. Venus has inactive robotic landers, and Mercury has debris from a spacecraft impact. Some objects have traveled so far from Earth that even space agencies can no longer bring them back. Long ago, space probes named Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 were launched with missions expected to last only a few years. Instead, they kept moving. They passed the outer planets, crossed the edge of our solar system, and are now traveling through deep space. And surprisingly, they still remain in contact with space agencies on Earth. These probes are farther from Earth than anything humans have ever created. This is an image captured by Voyager 1. You can barely see Earth here, just a tiny dot. From this, you can estimate that just how truly vast the universe is. Each probe carries a recorded snapshot of life on Earth, capturing our sounds, voices, and music, a small record of who we are. These messages were created in case intelligent life exists somewhere else in the universe. If any other world ever comes across these messages, they would serve as a brief introduction to human life on Earth. And that's what's really above us. While you are watching this video, human-made objects are doing their work above you. Some orbiting, some resting on distant worlds, and some traveling far into the unknown. The sky may look quiet, but it is far from empty. Well, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.